What's up, guys? Trollking here. Welcome back to Draw Phase. Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we have a cool Kaisa spell slinging pew pew deck that's been really fun for me to play. But before we get to it, if you haven't already, and I know I've said this 1,000 times, please hit that subscribe button. You enter yourself automatically to win a Proving Grounds box when the game comes out in October. I got a bunch of stuff pre-ordered, right? So when we reach 500 subscribers, one of you guys will be able to win it, just like that. So you click a button and you win something for free. Why not? Getting into the deck list. Let's go into Pixelborn. I was playing a little bit of custom and some lab. Let's go to collections and deck list. Sorry. We're running Kaisa. Now, I started playing Kaisa like 2 days ago, and honestly, I just thought in the beginning it was like underwhelming, but her legend ability is really, really relevant. Just being able to generate a power is really good at reaction speed. It saves you on resources, and it's really good against Sett, which you'll see in the gameplay coming up, because where you are saving on a power, Sett is consistently having to spend one to use its legend ability. So you get ahead on resources, you get ahead on card advantage with your hand, with a bunch of tricks that you can do with this deck. And yeah, like consistent, really good controls, like shooting spells deck, and it's been a lot of fun. For the runes, we are running 7 red, 7 fury runes, and 5 mind runes. The battlefields are Aspirant's Climb, increase the points needed to win the game by 1. You know, you're running a control deck, like you want to make sure that the points are up to 9. It gives you a little bit of advantage, gives you a little bit of time to take control of the game. Obelisk of Power, obviously, because at the start of each player's first beginning phase, that player channels 1 rune. You want a lot of, you're casting maybe 2 or 3 spells like in your turn, and also defensively there's some spells that we have in our arsenal, so we want to make sure that we have as many runes as possible. So Obelisk of Power is really good. Along with that, Targon's Peak, obviously when you conquer here, ready 2 runes at the end of this turn. You'll be moving around Kaisa back and forth, because when you conquer with Kaisa, you also draw a card, and then you're also readying 2 runes, giving you the ability to cast a lot of spells on their turn. So, getting into the champions, other than the Kaisa champion, we're also running Vi. Now, we're not running Vi to actually try and overpower a battlefield with its ability. However, we are using it to restack our deck with all the spells that we use. I found it very useful mid to late game, usually late game, to play a Vi, right? And then just put everything back into your deck, right? Because there are probably like some long games, maybe in the mirror matchup or against like a Lux deck, where the game goes on pretty long, and you know we're casting a lot of spells. Eventually, you will run out of resources, just like you know when you deck out, you deck out. So having Vi being pumped up also really helps. If you can take a battlefield with its ability, then by all means do so. But mainly for me, I use it just to take all the spells and put it back into the deck. Kaisa, really, really good. I think this is better than the other one, than the ganking one. However, the ganking one fits more in the RE control deck than this deck. So for a fair, no power cost unit in 4 runes and 4 might, you can accelerate it, and when I conquer, draw 1. Really good. Has consistent power with 4. You know, early game you might be able to play it, but the moving around to and from battlefields to conquer, to draw that extra card, really makes a big difference in terms of card advantage. So you really want to get this like moving back and forth. Those are the champions we're running. Going into spells. So here we go. Just gonna read this off. 3 Hex Tech Raise, battlefield damage, 3 at action speed. Now, cool thing is, like, it just costs 1, because remember, like, Kaisa's legend ability taps for a power, so this is just really like 1 rune, which is really cheap for 3 damage early game. If you're going second, right, your opponent's going to be able to conquer battlefield first. You play this, then you move your unit in, solidifying your position, and just keeping pressure on with your spells. Falling Star, really good. High cost at 2 power. However, remember, Kaisa's ability puts it down to 1. do this twice. Deal 3 to a unit. This also affects their base. So in Sett, if you're removing stuff and it gets summoned back again, this deals with a lot of things. It deals with Sett, it deals with Misfortune, it deals with Carnivorous Snapvine. Yeah, so it does 6 twice. Or if you want to split it up, do 3 damage to one unit, 3 damage to another. Great spell. Remember, you can only play it on your turn, though. It's no action or no reaction, so use it when you can. Shakedown, great. So for 2 runes, and you know, if you tap your Legend's ability, it's only 2 runes at reaction speed, very fast. Choose an enemy unit, deal 6 to it unless its controller has you draw 2. So sometimes, obviously, you're going to be wanting to kill something with this ability. However, drawing 2 is also very useful. Either way, it's up to your opponent to choose. Does he want the unit to die, or does he want you to have card advantage? Honestly, sometimes I use this just to kill a 2-might unit, a 3-might unit. That's not that bad. Sometimes they'll allow it. If they don't allow it, that telegraphs something. If they let me draw the 2 cards to like a low might unit, that telegraphs that their hand has either no or very little units. So then based off that game or that move, I can kind of figure out like my game plan for the rest of the situation there, for the rest of the game. So yeah, so like, you know, it's just like a thinking man's deck, right? You really kind of have to play off your cards and the decisions your opponents make. After Shakedown, Immortal Phoenix, obviously a staple. Assault 2, when it dies and you play a spell, it can come back if you pay a rune and a power. Does not play off Kai'Sa's Legend ability, remember that, because it's only for spells. However, you know, if you have these things in the deck, mid to late game, they pop back on the field. The Assault 2 is really relevant. 5 might takes out a lot of things, so just, you know, you play spells, you get a unit back, really good. We also play Void Seeker. Only affecting battlefields, right? So you can use your Legend's ability to shrink it down to 3. Deal 4 damage to a unit and draw a card. Really good. You know, sometimes that break point of 3 from Falling Star, which you have to commit twice, and Hextech, right? There's some, you know, there's some units that just have more might, or if they're buffed. So this kind of like fills in that spot very well. And we tech in. I know. It is an expensive card. However, Dazzling Aurora is a thing in the meta right now. And Thermo Beam destroys Sett's gears. With Arena Bar, it destroys Dazzling Aurora. It's just something you need to have in your decks now. If your colors run gear destruction, you should tech it in. In Pixelborn, we don't have a sideboard, obviously, but, you know, put at least 1 gear removal in. Like, Dazzling Aurora is so powerful, and it can easily, like, overwhelm you by snowballing into big unit after big unit after big unit. So, gear destruction is really important. That's why this is in the deck. I know it's really expensive. However, it is the only access that Red has to it. Other than that, we are also running Ichthian Rain. Now, it is a Singer spell, and you guys are probably thinking, come on, like, it's, like, so expensive. But honestly, like, with Obelisk of Power and Kai'Sa's ability, like, you really do, like, reduce this. And also, like, we are running Eager Apprentice, right? So we'll just get this card. It does reduce the cost when it's on a battlefield by 1. So honestly, like, it is 6. It's like the most an 8 cost spell that uses 2 power, right? So 6 and 2 power, which is like fine, because sometimes if a board goes wide in Victor, right, you can pew them to death. Or sometimes if you just have like a really big unit that you can't like overcome, you can just use all of Ichthian Rain on one dude. Very versatile, and you actually use it more than you think you would. Yeah, it's just a great signature spell. Clears the board in both situations if you have like a really big dude or your opponent has gone wide. So, going into blue, Retreat, so good. This card is awesome. I love saving my units, not only just to save them, but that frustration of your opponent when they've invested spells or resources or units to trying to take a battlefield, and you're like, well, nah, I'm just gonna pop it back to my hand. Especially with Kaisa, right? Like popping it back to your hand and accelerating next turn, conquering the other battlefield. Really good. Saving also, Eager Apprentice is like super important. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just really good because like it's forcing your opponent to waste their resources. So yeah, awesome. Ravenbloom Student, we play a lot of spells in one turn, so this actually gets pretty big. And sometimes just early game you need something to conquer the battlefield, so that's why this is there. You know, when you play a spell, give me +1. So you know you're playing a lot of spells in one turn, mostly like 2 to 3. So it can get up to like a 5 might unit, and then plus the damage from the spells that you're casting on their units. You know, you usually end up trading for the battlefield very well, more often than you think. Watchful Sentry, just a dude, you know, draws a card when it dies. Nothing really spectacular there. Card advantage seems to be the key to winning with this deck, right? If you have all the cards in your hand, you have all the options, then you can control the game extremely well, from even like a little bit behind. But if you're ahead and you just have answers after answers after answers, then, you know, you just punish your opponent into submission. Eager Apprentice, we've talked about this. So for 3 runes and 3 might, when it's at a battlefield, energy cost for spells you play is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1. Yeah, it's just insane. Like, it's just, you know, you're playing a control deck with spells. You play that. Like, Falling Star becomes like a 1 rune and 1 power card, which is insane if Eager Apprentice is on the field. Helps with Shakedown as well, just become a 1 rune cost card. That's also insane for 6 damage or drawing 2 cards. Smokescreen, which is what we'll talk about next. Wait, did I skipped Smokescreen? Sorry. This card is ridiculous. Also gets reduced, right, from Eager Apprentice. And at reaction speed -4 something. So this also means that it gets -4. So its might becomes less than it was, obviously. But it also allows it to interact with a lot of different things. Just -4ing stuff, like, just puts it in reach of every single spell that you have, right? Shakedown, Falling Star, Hextech Ray, Ichthian Rain. Also, when you smoke screen, like, your Ravenbloom Student becomes bigger, your opponent's unit becomes weaker. Just a great card for protection. Like, you really want to hold on to some battlefield, score some points, and this kind of ensures that. We are also playing Consult the Past, or Plast. I always say Plast. And Consult the Past. Like I've said before, drawing cards important, card advantage important. If you have all the spells in your hand, you have all the answers, and if you have all the answers, it's really easy to win the game. Other than that, the last spell we're running is Singularity. This is like probably one of the more like expensive cards, right? It's on the level of Ichthian Rain. However, dealing 6 to 2 each, or out to each of up to 2 units is really important, because it hits battlefields and it hits their base as well, right? So in Sett, they're summoning things back. You can target something that's either been summoned back or has a buff on it. That 6 might breakpoint is super important too. You could double up on, you can't double up on it actually. Deal 6 to each of up to 2 units. Yeah, it's just really good. Singularity is a strong card. Only Lux and really like Kaisers are running it right now, so that's just the way it sometimes turns out. But other than that, like, pretty good card. I love it. Like, it's an end game card, controls everything, really cleans up the field. But yeah, the game plan is just to literally like make sure that you're taking care of their units at their base and battlefield. You're moving around Kaisa to draw cards and score points, and you're holding as much as possible and protecting with retreats and protecting with smokescreen and just nuking their side of the board once you have that resource advantage on them. So that's enough. I've talked again for too long. So first and foremost, thank you guys for your support. The channel is doing really well, and I can only thank you guys for it. You're the people that make it happen. Don't forget to subscribe, win that Proving Grounds box. And as always, I hope you all have a wonderful day and enjoy the gameplay. Peace! Alrighty, going first. So Kaisa Pew Pew deck against Sett. Alright, I have to like make sure I clear up his board. It is this matchup is a little rough for us, but it'll be fine. One smoke screen is enough. Vi we don't need. We need Eager Apprentice really just to keep it cheap because we're gonna have to like double up on spells to kill. Okay, we get Raven Bloom. That's fine too. Raven Bloom, we want to hold down on a spot. And then we're good to go. If this is Dazzle, Dazzling Aurora, which it seems like, then that's a problem, but we'll see. I wonder if I want to commit into... Alright, I wonder if I want to commit into Accelerating Kaisa to start getting that double hold. I can't even accelerate, never mind. In that case... I think I'll just play Kaisa raw. Yeah, I think this is the best bet. He's got nothing on battlefield. He's probably gonna play his Sett next turn, and that comes in tap, exhausted, so it's fine. Yeah, so this feels good. Feels good. Also, when I do Conquer, I get to draw from Kaisa's ability. The other, like, the ganking Kaisa is also good. Like, you get to play stuff for free. I was thinking about mixing both of them, but I don't know, like, I just like this one better. So he's got Carnivorous Snapvine. This only translate into power, right? Like, I can't... What is it hitting? Oh, it's hitting the... That's interesting. That's interesting. I would have went for the... Oh, wait, because he can't touch Kaisa. Never mind. Okay. So I'll smoke screen, definitely. The issue is, can he buff it? I don't know. He's got nothing to do. Can't play Showstopper if he's running Showstopper. This seems like Dazzling Sett, though. Like, in terms of... So... Before he gets a chance to buff it. Alright, so first of all, let's draw first. See what we get. A Falling Star is exactly what I needed. Alright, so we'll tap. And we'll kill. So I really want to, like, make sure, like, if I can kill something, kill it, right? I don't want him to buff anything and use Sett's legend ability to keep coming back. We hold next turn as well, pretty safely. If anything comes accelerated, maybe Misfortune, right? I can smoke screen. If there's any type of threats, I can always retreat. Alright, so he commits into Sett this turn. Can he buff it? Alright, he uses Showstopper. So, before Showstopper resolves, can I do anything? Nope. I'll let it happen. That happens, and then I will use Smokescreen. Smoker Screen is... Smoke Screen is so good. So he gets -4 down to 3. Kaisa kills him, and then he's also gonna have to burn a power for if he wants to have Sett back, in which I will probably commit to a Singularity. Clean up his board. He's sitting at 2. He's not gonna be able to play anything for 3-4 turns. If you do this to Sett early game, you can beat it. All right, Sett is not an unbeatable deck. It is very, very good. But yes. Yeah, it's still beatable, guys. It's still beatable. And so far, I've had a lot of luck with Kaisa. I've actually been liking Kaisa's, Kaisa, like, a lot more than my, like, some other decks, you know? This gets a buff. I'll commit to that. I do get to draw. So, he only has 2 runes next turn, 3. So I think I can't commit to Singularity, can I? 6. I could. No. No, I could. I could Singularity his Sett. But do I want to? I'm just afraid of him buffing it. But what can you do? Can you do Showstopper again? But I do have another smoke screen. I think I'm fine. I think I'm okay. I don't want to burn too many runes as well. I'm going to be ahead of him, right? In terms of resource management. So him going to 3 or 4, I'm sorry, is fine. I want to save Singularity for a big swing turn, really. Okay, he decides to commit to the other battlefield to get some points. I could smoke screen and Hextech Ray him. It seems like he's not buffing him. We'll pass. I don't want to waste too many resources into killing that thing. If he decides to play something next turn, I could Singularity. It seems like he wants to save some and build up. Okay, so there is Arena Bar. In which case, then I will... So he decides to buff it. Goes up to 4. He's exhausted everything. Right? He can't do anything else. So I want him to burn another rune to keep ahead of him. Yeah, that's fine. He just gets a buff. He's at 7. Blah, blah, blah. I hold. There's the retreat. Yeah, I think... I just do... I think I do this, actually. Right, let's see, wait. Reaction and reaction. Okay. Here's my plan. Gets him down to 3. I get pumped by 3. I just want to cold raw kill him with Hextech Ray then. And then I can conquer a point. I believe this forces... I don't know. He could decide not to bring it back with Sett's ability, but okay, so he does. Loses a power. I'm pretty well protected depending on where he goes next turn as well. I have access to 6. I can even... I could technically Singularity him this turn. He does have Arena Bar out, so... I wonder if I just commit to it. I'm running low on resources, though, in terms of, like, my hand. I think... Yeah, we just pass. That's fine. I can always retreat. We're ahead on points, right? Yeah, we'll just retreat. Yeah, we'll retreat. We don't want that to die. Next turn we definitely Singularity. Even with a buff. Holds. Holds. Arguably, I could have Watchful Sentry last turn as well. Just on the base. It decides to buff it. Challenge. Okay, so we'll retreat our Kaisa as well. Save that. Then he plays Baited Hook. Okay, that's a thing. He taps into it, really? Oh, dude, I don't know about that. If he gets something, that'd be cool for him, but it leaves him susceptible to... Because he already tapped, so it's not a buff. And if anything has more than 6 might, he should look out for all the spells I have, available to me. So this makes it susceptible to Singularity if he does happen to have something else out here with 6 might, which is Carnivorous Snapvine probably. But yeah, see, exactly. He didn't actually have anything. So with 4 runes, 6, 10 power, we're just gonna kill off Sett, right? I know it's a waste. However, it's just necessary. Also, there's nothing really he can do, so I think I want to drop down, double up on some units. That way I can double conquer and then hold more efficiently. I have Void Seeker if he does play anything this turn, so it should be fine. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, Kaisa, yeah, surprisingly, really consistent, really cool mid-range deck. Okay, so he does Accelerate a Misfortune. Buffs it, obviously. So, with Arena Bar, right? He's down to 4 again. Okay. What do I want to draw? I would like to draw... Is he gonna Baited Hook it? Dude, you might not get anything. I don't know, man. Yeah, okay, but you have no resources. You're down to 3 runes. Yeah, he decides to give up. Alright, good game. Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's just when you lose resources with Sett, it's a little rough. I love the deck, I love Sett, but I just think Kaisa trumps it in this scenario. So yeah, good game though, good game. Or mid-range. It looks like it's mid-ranged with the champion unit. Alright, Apprentice is good, that's good. Ichthian Rain we don't need quite yet, maybe for late game. Well, only in late game rather. Vi's good, but you know, I'm really hesitant on playing Vi right away because I kind of want to use it for the ability to restack my deck. I don't want to be so... Nah, it's just too much. Although, to be fair... I mean... It's not a bad move, honestly, because I can use... Nah. Nah, it's fine. I just want to wait to cast, a lot of spells in order to use Vi's ability. Because granted, it can get big with stuff in the trash, right? However, I'm not using it for its power. If I can get it to kill something with a lot of might, then yeah, that's great. However, I'm just using it to put spells back into the... What is he doing with this card in that deck? Okay. We'll play Apprentice. I want to start discounting things eventually. So... When this moves somewhere, I can tap and Hextech Ray. What is going on? Oh, what is he playing? That bullet? Oh, okay, never mind. Alright, good game. Good game. Misfortune? Alright. TF Gaming. Alright, cool. Good luck, have fun. Really good hand. Yeah, yeah. Smoke screen protects. Falling Star hits the base. Hextech Ray hits the battlefield. Yeah, yeah. Smoke screen protects. Yeah, it's just really good. So we have Candlelit Sanctum, and ours is nice. Targon's Peak, which is really good. Targon's Peak, you really want to keep moving around Kaisa a little bit. Starts with Vision Poro. Okay, so this is more the mid-ranged deck. Yeah, it's fine. I'll allow it. Hopefully he doesn't draw Nocturne. That would be really annoying. But it should be alright. Good play, turn 1. We'll play Ravenbloom Student, and we'll end our turn. He's probably gonna commit into something, and then I'm just gonna delete it with Hextech Ray. Not wasting a power, which is very nice. Yeah, he wants to move here. I would too. I mean, looking at the top of your deck is really good with Candlelit Sanctum. Is it Candlelit or Candlelight? Yeah, lit. Okay. Running some seals. I'm wondering, there's the Kianya. Alright. Alright, cool. So we'll tap this. Yep, this is more the mid-ranged deck. I think I like playing the mid-range Misfortune much better than the Dazzling Aurora, but you know, to each his own. This deck's really cool though. I like it. It's really consistent. Let's see if we can take it out though. So we'll invest in. We will kill Kianya because I don't like it. We have 2 floating. Kind of unfortunate. However, you know, it's just the way it is. We'll ready 2 runes. That feels good. We have Void Seeker then ready technically, right? Oh, why isn't it? I should have ready 2 runes. I'm also only down to 2 resources, which is pretty rough. He cannot accelerate. There's the Vision Poro. He's digging for Nocturne, I feel like. I have to be careful with Sabotage too. So I don't want to put like... I want to have more options, so I want to start having Kaisa Conquer, so I have more card draw, so Sabotage is kind of like useless, if you know what I mean. Because a good Sabotage, a good discard of a certain card can swing the game in his favor. I have to be careful with resources too. He's ahead by a lot. I don't want to accelerate Kaisa next turn, so... Just Tidewater. Or Tide Turner, sorry. I don't know why he's running that card. It's really weird. Like, it's more... I mean, it's like built for Teemo. I'm just gonna play raw... Actually, I can't play anything. Can I? No. I think I'm just gonna chill. Yeah, I wanna chill. The reason is because I want to gain some resources and runes. So I couldn't accelerate Kaisa, and all the spells, I didn't want to drop Vi yet, and Immortal Phoenix I didn't want to drop either yet. Although, see, because now comes Misfortune, accelerated, and now at least I can kill it with Smokescreen. He's probably going to want me, okay. So with me being ahead on points, he has to contest this battlefield, right? Otherwise, he's just not going to win. So sending Misfortune in, he's going to get smoke screened. He's down to 1 rune, so he can't really do much. Unless he sabotages. Puts on 3. Okay, yeah. So I'll smoke screen. He's doesn't look like he's committing to it. I think he reads it pretty well. Like, he knows I passed with not playing anything, so he knows I have some answers if I take, or if he decides to try and conquer Targon's Peak. Alright, so he decides to commit to it. With 1 in hand, there is bullet time. Bullet time is a thing. This readies this, I believe. We will commit. Alright, first off, I'll tap. I commit smoke screen. Blade Flurry doesn't do anything. It actually kills. It actually killed. It actually killed the Misfortune. Because the smoke screen put it down to 4, and then he only had 1 might left, and then they killed it. Kind of a misplay. It's fine. Poro takes, or they trade at least. That's fine. I'll commit into accelerating Kaisa, taking, conquering, and drawing a card, and then I should be able to stabilize from there. So we accelerate Kaisa, conquer here. He's got 1 card in hand. I get to draw. So right now, trying to save as many resources and runes as possible, and having card advantage is kind of like the key to staying ahead of my opponent right now. I just think this Kaisa is infinitely better for this deck. Like, the other one is really good in Ari, actually. Ari control. But this one's much better. We want removal, so we'll just recycle this. I don't need this. Actually, cheap unit to conquer the other base is actually not too bad. But we still want shakedown first. Obviously, drawing into Carnivorous Snapvine is a problem. Something we have to think about. But if he doesn't get anything, then we win. Yep. Good game. Yep. Yeah. So you just got to stay ahead, you know. Really control their side of the board with the removal, and you should be good to go.